Hefty battleship there. How time flies. This place is so warm.
Just like you say you like me.
Ever since March started learning swordplay from Yenqing and Yunli, her voice has been absent on me. I wonder how well she's progressing.
There you are. I was looking around before you got here. Nope. Let's just assume. Actually, she's been quite diligent in her swordplay practice and hasn't taken many breaks. Besides, I used to skip classes even more than her back when I was still learning. If I was in the mood, I could I can understand where she... Don't make excuse. Since you're here, let me treat it. I'm more interested in you today. Let's walk and talk. Chad told me there's tasty food in Arum Alley. Let's go there.
Dumplings and steamed buns.
A table for two, please.
All right, come on in. What would you like?
Well, we'll have...
The inn.
Do you think... Don't worry, I've got enough money with me.
Well, then I'll start making a few dishes and...
Thank you. No, I've thought about... Yeah, Grandpa said to never be stingy when it comes to making friends. So, how big is your... Then eat to your heart's... Well, to be more precise, Yenqing mentioned you before. He said that you're not to be underestimated, and that your weapon has a unique shape. So, I've always been curious about your sword. How the weight is distributed, what material it's... Seriously? Just the opposite. So, it really is a baseball bat. Grandpa said that a sword doesn't have to be constrained by its shape. So, in a sense, your bat is a... Let me guess. You're someone who doesn't follow the rules, enjoys improv. Amazing, right? And I bet you always say something. I've come across so many sword wielders. I've hunted down hundreds of sword. Yes, but just looking at a sword is not enough.
Miss Yoon Lee, for talented sword masters like you, the war dance is a perlet for people like him who have already made significant contributions to the Xianzhou. It has been a while, Mr. Nameless.
And you...
Thank you for your introduction, Mr. Nameless. I'm Shi Kuei, and I work in the Palace of Astrum as the... I apologize for interrupting your conversation. I happened to hear you discussing the war dance. And since this part... Yes, with the war dance approaching, many guests from afar are pouring in. Mr. Pavo's planet recently joined the Pan-Cosmic Trades...
Miss Shikwe, the word gift is perhaps...
I apologize for my poor choice of words. Mr. General Huayan plans to personally thank them at the Palace Astrum and present the sword as... Since you two were talking so enthusiastic...
Nice to meet you both. The journey to the Xianzhou Lafu was once the formalities at the Palace of Astrum are Oh, you're interested in my home? Even though the trade route just opened. Sure, it's a bit cold and... Oh, you mean the Miekaki vase? It also has the power to choose according to tradition. Well, those are just legends from the past. Well, times have changed, and now that we have a council in place, the idea of a sword crowning a king has been... Well, the sword holds great history. The old-timers on council had a That's the best possible outcome. Wonderful. It's an honor to have so...
Let's head to the Palace of Astrum together. But I might not. Grandpa always asks me to, but now that we're invited...
It's still early. Where to now?
There you are. Come on.
What are you doing, kid?
Please allow me to offer a sincere compliment, my fair lady. Your beauty... Well, if it isn't my dear friend! Glad to meet you again. I am Argenti, a member of the Knights of Beauty. I was invited as a part of the Kalevala delegation to escort the... May I have the honor of knowing your name? What a beautiful name. I wonder if you have ever heard the holy...
Oh, you're here, Yoon Lee. Didn't expect you.
Manners. Come...
Well, sorry for keeping you waiting, Mr. Pavo. Now, let the sword get...
Before the ceremony officially commences, I want to express my gratitude to the Knight Argenti. Thank you for enlightening us about the sword's origin, and for escorting it here safely. On behalf of the Kalevalan delegation, I, Pavel Kalistaya, am here to return the legendary Mieja Kifesa.
I'm truly grateful for Kalevala's noble act of returning the sword, and for the Knight of Beauty's chivalry. Now, as we gather here on the Xianzhou Lahu, I officially Mieja Kifesa. It's a fitting name for us. I still remember the name engraved on this sword the day it was forged. Guyin. It was forged by Han Guang, a craftsman from the Zhu Ming's Pyrojaya Forge.
Wait.
Although its blade is worn and cracked, its essence remains as resilient as the Xianzhou Cloud Knights. All it needs is some repairs and polishing by the skilled craftsmen of the Artisanship Commission to regain its former glory. I've decided to entrust this sword, Guyin, to the Lawfu Artisanship Commission for restoration. Furthermore, it will serve as the prize for the champion of the Lawfu War Dance. This sword will be wielded against abominations.
Thank you, General. It is an honor for Kalevala.
Now, esteemed knight and delegation members, please head to the Artisanship Commission, where...
No! This sword would...
Yun Li! These esteemed guests have brought back your father's last...
Oh, I didn't realize this sword was actually forged by your father. Returning it to its rightful owner is,
Grandpa, give me that cursed sword right now! I'll melt away the remnants of that man's curse once and for all!
Don't be rude, Yun Li. Apologize to our esteemed guests from a...
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for making a scene. But I have to melt down this cursed sword.
Yun Li, please, go now. This is exactly why I didn't want Yun Li to know about this. I didn't want... Could you, please, keep an eye on Yun Li for me? That is a tall order, but I'm counting on you. I apologize for the unfortunate interruption.
Unless I'm mistaken, Yun Li should be around here somewhere.
Nothing in this report makes sense. That's a hefty battleship there.
Did Grandpa send you to look for me? I bet he did. Really? Just so you know, I'm here just waiting for the perfect moment to snatch that sword. And once I have it, Grandpa sent you here. Have you heard of cursed swords? You've clearly heard a lot of folk tales. But that's not a cursed sword lets anyone, even a complete novice, wield it with insane skill. Just by holding the hilt. I'm not joking around. While a cursed sword grants instant abilities to its wielder, it's like continuously adding fuel to the forge. With each swing, the sword drains the wielder's blood and essence. Soon enough, it will no longer be a person wielding a sword. Oh, so you're familiar with Helio? There was a lunatic swordsmith who infused metal blades with Heliobi. As you... I know, I shouldn't have caused a scene at the sword gifting ceremony. But I've thought this through. If I don't make a fuss now... By the way, aren't they supposed to be taking the sword to the Artisanship Commission for repairs? Why haven't they come out yet? Looks like they're not going to show up here. I'll just head straight to... It doesn't matter why Grandpa chose that sword. I won't let it fall, and I'll track down every single sword he forged and melt them down. I have to go now.
Is she planning to sneak into the Artisanship Commission and steal that sword? The Artisanship Commission is so big. Where could she be? It's still early. Where to now?
You say you like me,
All right. Now that you're in
I'm not good at acting all...
Oh, thank you so much, Master.
After all, we need to watch you practice.
So, how'd I...
You're definitely talented.
Hey, here you are. Did you hear that? Oh, just wait until I go back. Everyone's...
Swordplay requires rigorous training. Before we start, Miss March, you need to find a clear...
In other words, even though you didn't exactly choose to be our apprentice, you still need to take the initiative during this learning process.
I once had the honor of learning swordplay from a master. She asked me why I started training at such a young age, why I wielded a sword. So, Miss March, why?
Why do I wield my sword?
I also questioned that sword master about why she uses her sword, and she said, to vanquish my enemies, nothing more. Miss March?
The best way to take down your enemy is with a blaster gun. I heard a hero say something like that in an immersion.
Seems like you've seen your fair share of immersion, Miss March. But if you want my opinion, if your goal is self-improvement, you'll feel...
Oh, come on.
Oh, Now I'm curious.
Let me ask you something, March. Do you have any specific goals for learning swordplay? Like achieving a certain ranking and...
Who do I want to defeat? Him?
If you can't think of anyone specific, why not set a simpler goal? Like...
I'll fight 10!
10?
Oops, that just slipped out. It's... Yeah,
I think I figured out what's motivating...
Could it possibly be a Merja about sword match?
Hey, now that you mention it, I'm super interested in Xianzhou immersion and novels. Even though I use a bow, almost...
See?
It doesn't matter. Everyone has...
Becoming a sword master who fights for justice and battles evil? Well...
now that you've both given your approval, I have another small request. I want to perform a tea ceremony to honor you as...
tea ceremony? Tap the table?
Please? That's how...
Play along?
Let's just stop wasting time. Just treat us to...
yeah! All right, let's go.
I'm planning on quitting my job.
Hey, this is not how it's supposed to be, right? The Xianzhou is known for its...
Do you...
Stop! Don't call me a guest. You're not even treating me. Your tea tastes like slop. And that name, the Sleepless.
Stop! You've gone too far.
Oh, who's that?
It's me, March 7th. Cause more trouble and I'll show... That's right! I'm your...
Never heard of you. Now scurry back to wherever...
Mr. Scott, I'm Yenqing, a Cloud Knight lieutenant. We've met before.
Trouble? Ha! I'm just giving some feedback.
A regular customer?
Yeah, what else would I be? The Xianzhou's...
Anyway, if you're trying to bully this young lady...
Huh? Oh, that really scares me.
Scrap metal? This is my sword! I'm here to learn...
Sword play? Oh, I get it now. It's just another kind of play, right? That explains why you're dressed like you're in a show. You're not even from the Xianzhou.
Ha! As if anyone wants your...
Looks like you guys are totally clueless. Well, guess it's time to show these bumpkins.
Just a reminder, IPC members. Street fighting on the Xianzhou Lafu is...
Make any funny moves? And I'll...
Hey, relax. I know the rules. These are my subordinates. They got stuck here because of the transport ship incident. And well, I could overlook the terrible tea. But now that you're questioning my security, I can't let it slide. After all, I have a current instead of wasting your life learning useless swordplay.
Stop! Don't you dare insult Xianzhou swordplay like that! If you have the...
Huh? A fight, you say? Say whatever you want. But once you've seen what our Oh, come on! So, I can see you're no master yet, March. But I'll play fair.
Only 15 days?
And if you lose, you'll have to bark like a dog and... Oh! If that's the case, just forget about your master and
And if...
I'll become...
Nah, I don't think so. I don't like...
Okay, how about this? If I lose, I'll squeal like a pig in public and say, IPC mechs are a total joke! And I'll even print that.
Squealing isn't enough. You also need to apologize to the owner of the Sleepless Earl.
Fine. I get it. But you all heard it, right? We'll meet again in 50.
Are you okay?
Yes. Thank you all for your timely help. The shop facing a bit of flack from visitors is...
Don't worry. I can't stand by and watch someone...
Not only do you speak... I know you're here for the tea...
Thanks for the invitation, but right now,
Sure, the tea can wait for now. However, I have a question, Miss March.
Come on. How could I possibly lose?
You're right. I don't see any issue with it. Let March give it a shot. As long as she trains diligently.
As long as she trains diligently.
I'm now filled with determination, Masters. I'll learn so... You're my most trusted friend. You'll be my... If I can't learn swordplay well, I'll have no one to blame but Masters. Mr. Teaching Assistant, let's go...
My pal said he could.
That IPC guy will show up in 15 days.
Becoming a sword master.
But we can't lose our
Momentum alone will only keep you going.
No worries. I've found... Rest assured, Masters.
Miss March is really passionate about learning swordplay. There are many ways to defeat villains. But if you want to become a
Got it. It's up...
Since you've got that in mind...
Please, go ahead, Master.
We'll have 3 exams during these 15 days.
That would mean Yoon Lee is a terrible teacher. And if that...
Hey! You are the terrible teacher.
I understand. In the Immersia, the disciple and the master share...
Well, there aren't that many customs on the Xianzhou.
But as long as you practice diligently and pass the tests, we'll feel... Now, let's go back to the first question I asked you. I'm sure you...
Absolutely! I wield my sword to become a hero. I want to fight for...
Then keep that fire burning. And learn...
You haven't said much, Mr. Teaching Assistant. Any suggestions before we officially start? Exactly! That's enough chit-chat for now. I go about this?
I don't think so.
Did I really just learn that? I guess I am pretty awesome after all. That's enough training for today. Another new move under my belt. I gotta find time to try it out. Let's do it! What do you recommend?
I don't think so.
That's enough training for today. I need time to absorb it.
Today, you'll face your first test. It's all about
Oh, I know. It's
That's boxing?
grasping the basics is crucial to mastering swordplay, Miss March.
and parries should be fluid.
See? Even March is getting bored of your ramble.
But I'm actually not.
Miss March is still a novice, so I'm giving her some tips on the basics to help her better understand them. Neglecting the basics will only make you...
Just focus on your teaching. Why bring me into this?
What? Didn't General Huyan offer you...
Looks like your general hasn't told you to stop hopping around like a sparrow in a fight.
Miss March has been learning the basics of swordplay.
Unsheath your swords and
According to the schedule, there's a test today, right? I'm ready. Not very sportsmanlike. Yeah! Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards! Watch this! Yeah! Not very sportsmanlike. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards! Watch this! Oh, I get it! Yeah! Azure Dragon, White Tiger, eating less cards. Watch this! Looks like I passed the test, right?
Yep.
Great! Hey! I could. So if I were to.
You already have a mark.
You wouldn't stick
in Lee's.
No chance? Hey! Wait, are you saying?
I thought...
Oh, really? So now...
don't try to cause it.
15 days of training is short after every test.
Thank you, Master Yenching.
So, have you found any
Yeah, that girl is one of the nameless on the Astral Express. Oh, she's no pushover.
Yeah, it is. So what? Have you seen those big shots in the Strategic Investment Department? do they? She thinks she can fool me by flying under the radar?
Understood.
Now I'm curious to see what this 15-day crash course apprentice is really capable of.
Another step closer to star-crazing glass greatsword.